And now, a man with a nose for news, Dale Irvin.
Well, thank you, Eddie, and a happy Friday to one and all. Welcome to this edition of the Friday Funnies. Well, after a 10-year, 3 billion mile journey that cost $720 million, the New Horizons spacecraft finally reached Pluto this week and started sending back pictures. Apparently, Pluto is round, gray, and devoid of life. Hey, who would have figured that, huh? I'd like to know what they're going to do with all this new knowledge. I mean, is anybody ever going to visit Pluto? Because if they do, they're going to have to pack for a 10-year journey, which according to my calculations is about 1 million pairs of underpants. Unless, of course, they put a laundromat on board. And once they get there, what are they going to do? You know, since the planet is already named Pluto, I think it would be the perfect place for the first outer space Disneyland. And speaking of Disneyland, that may be where El Chapo is now, because they can't seem to find him anywhere else. The billionaire convict and leader of the Sinaloa drug cartel escaped from jail again. This time, he did it through a mile-long tunnel on a motorbike. Boy, those guys, those prisoners in upstate New York have got a lot to learn, huh? If El Chapo is ever recaptured, I can suggest the perfect place to imprison him, Pluto. Well, the stories in this week's Friday Funnies feature space cadets of a different nature. If you have ever attended a Renaissance fair, you know that it's full of costume portrayers of medieval times. They even have jousting exhibitions, which is where this story starts. Connor Ward is a 22-year-old man who was attending a Renaissance festival in Larkspur, Colorado. He was watching a jousting match, and for some reason he thought it would be a good idea to jump into the jousting pen and grab the sword from a knight. Then he waved the sword around, showing his prize, and he was quickly tackled by a woman dressed as a wench. The wench held him in a headlock until her husband, dressed as a knight in armor, took over. Connor was arrested and is currently being held in the Renaissance dungeon, awaiting his beheading. In Inverness, Scotland, trouble is literally at hand at the Hootenanny pub. The servers in the pub are men dressed in traditional Scottish kilts, and they've been having to ward off drunken women with a penchant to reach up their kilts and see if they are true Scotsmen, aka going Commando. The women got so grabby that the pub changed the servers' wardrobe to pants instead of kilts. Now, if you are a drunk woman and you still wonder what is worn under a Scotsman's kilt, the proper answer is, nothing is worn. It's all in perfect working order. Pamela Downs of Tennessee has been arrested for counterfeiting. She tried to pass a phony $5 bill at a Kingsport, Tennessee gas station, and the clerk called police. When officers searched her purse, they also found a $100 bill with the reverse side printed upside down. A further search of her home turned up $50,000 of homemade money. In her defense, Downs started an article that she read on the internet that stated President Obama said it was okay for people on fixed income to print their own money. The article appeared on a site called The Skunk, which has the slogan, "Tasteless American satire for the ill-informed." She's now in jail, even though she offered to pay her bail in cash. Well, that's all the news there is this week. I'm now on my way to Washington, D.C. to try and talk some sense into those people, and I'll let you know what happened next week on the Friday Funnies.